Welcome everyone to Growth School. It's another amazing, phenomenal moment of knowledge, of wisdom, of insight, of growth, and of transformation. And it's really amazing to have you join us on today's session of Growth School. And like you would have seen in our introduction, in the flyer and promotion details that brought you here, they'll be looking at the third part series on our session on mastery. All right, so we started this session on mastery, looking at very critical aspect of mastery and how you can begin to advance and become better in the things that you master. And I remember that it was shared that you are not rewarded. All right, I shared in one of my videos that you are not rewarded for the things that you know, you are rewarded for the things that you have mastered. All right, so today we'll be looking at how you can start unlocking the superpower of your human potential. Now, which means that you necessarily don't have to go to any place to find where your superpower is. All right, the superpower lies within you. And if you can harness the power within you, if you can go take a journey into understanding where the superpower lie and how you can begin to utilize them to build mastery, change your life, and transform your life in an amazing way. All right, welcome to Growth School. It's a very, very amazing time to have you. Please drop in the comment where you're joining from. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining today. Thanks for all those who joined last week. We had an amazing time on redefining learning. All right, I can see. Wow, Eniola, welcome. Life of all right. Thank you so much, Eniola, for joining. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. Join Growth School tonight. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Aleri. Aleri is joining from Abuja. Thank you so much. Where are you joining Growth School from? Where are you joining from? I want to know where you're joining from. Thanks, Aleri. I hope you're doing well. How is tech and how is all of the knowledge right there? All right. So we'll get right into the subject of today, unlocking the superpower of your human potential. All right. In starting this episode, I'm going to share a story that for as many who are conversant with the stories of the Bible, it's in the Old Testament, and you are always conversant with it. There was this time where men, all right, started increasing and they were growing and multiplying on a daily basis. And as they began to grow, they had a common language, all right? They had a common language. They spoke the same kind of language. And in speaking the same kind of language, they were doing things together. They could transact easily. They could interact easily. They could engage easily. And things were moving on. There was massive progress because of the unity of language. And at a certain time, men decided that they wanted to build a tower that will be able to get to heaven. All right, they wanted to build a tower that would get to heaven, and they started doing all of the construction items. You could imagine that no one taught them how to start doing bricks, how to start bringing all the elements together, how to put bricks and mortar together to start building edifices. And they had this common language and they started building. All right, that's the story of the Tower of Babel. They started building and building and building and building, and it was rising higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And as they built, God looked down on men and said that men are now people of one voice, and nothing will be taken away from them which they have desire to accomplish. Okay, now, which means man was so powerful that anything man wanted to accomplish, it was possible as long as they had a common language. As long as they had a common language, as long as there was agreement within them, as long as there was no war within them, they would be able to build and achieve anything. And God decided to confuse their language, okay, which means while one was saying, oh, bring the brick, and the other person could understand, it was easy for them to keep building that. But it got to the time that while one was saying, bring the brick, the person was to bring it didn't understand what it meant. The one who was mixing the cement and mixing the sand and mixing all of those things could not get the point, and then the work stopped. Now, why am I bringing this story? The story of the Tower of Babel. Okay, it's in the book of Genesis if you are very conversant with it. Now, the truth is, your greatest force and your greatest power, okay, will come in the unity between your body, soul, and spirit. Okay, whenever there is this unity, all right, this unity in terms of language, this unity in terms of achievement, this unity in terms of dreams, this unity in terms of pursuit, there would always not be an empowerment to be able to get them. Right now, some of you are at a point in your life where you think within you that, oh, I want to achieve this, I want to become this, I want to do all of that, I want to be able to achieve greatness in my life, I want to achieve greatness in my destiny, I want to move on to the next level in my industry, I want to end up becoming the best in that field, I want to end up becoming the one that will master all of this. It appears that your spirit really wants it, but your soul and body are not cooperating with the language of your spirit. Okay? Your body and soul are not cooperating with the language of your spirit. Why do I say that? For example, on the outside, the things you do on the outside layer of your entire being contradicts the things that you desire within you. Okay, the things that you really want to accomplish, the things you really feel that you should get and become in your life, your external actions do not match the desires of the spirit within. And that's why most times you find out that even though we have a vastly religious people in Africa, we have very few people who have gained mastery of becoming the best in their industries and becoming the best in their field. And you find out that sometimes, even those who are not solely committed to religion, the moment their external being begins to cooperate with the things that they desire, they end up becoming the best in that field. So maybe the reason why you have not accomplished so much of the greatness you want in your life is because there is a disunity of the language of your desire and the actions that you put on the outside. There's a disunity between the language that your spirit is speaking and the activities and the language that your body is speaking. Okay, some of you right now, the kinds of desire that your spirit wants will require that you have a number of sleepless nights to begin to work them out so that they will work in cooperation and nothing will be able to stop you from achieving those things. So the Bible says that the Lord looked down and said, nothing will be withheld from man as long as they are willing to do these things. There is a superpower within you. Now, somebody will be saying, oh, superpower, what do you mean by superpower? Now, superpower is like an extraordinary ability, it's like an extraordinary possibility you have within you. It's like the things that distinct you and makes you operate extraordinary on the outside world. That people begin to look at you and believe that you are a spirit. They even look at you and be like, oh, you are not human. Now, the truth is that you are human. Okay, you have a spirit, you have a soul, you have a body, but until the languages of these three beings begin to cooperate together, you would not achieve certain results that you want. Which means that the problem is not the people on the outside who are doing so well in their lives, who are achieving massive results, the people you look up to and say, oh, why is this guy doing this? How is he doing this thing? How come he's achieving so much? How come he has gotten massive influence in the things that you do? How come he wins a lot of the awards that come on a daily basis? Is because they have learned how to harmonize the language, all right? The language of their spirit, of their soul, and of their body. Nothing will be withheld from you. Your superpower will come out if you are able to harmonize the language of the things you desire in your spirit and the things you do on the outside. Recently, I think it was yesterday, I posted something on my WhatsApp status that there's a difference between an excellent spirit and the spirit of excellence. Okay? I'll start from there and drive it on. There's a difference between an excellent spirit, all right, and a spirit of excellence. Now, an excellent spirit means that something has been imparted into your spirit that gives you the potential to be excellent. But the spirit of excellence makes you walk that excellence into actualization, which means some of you right now, maybe at a time, like I told my story, maybe in primary school, you just found out that because you were not distracted by external forces, you just believed in a number of possibilities. You always came out top in class. You were always having that best result. You're always doing well in school. But as you came into actualization and the situation of the world beclouded your being, and you became distracted by the information that were disempowering, you became weak in committing to that excellence. And you, who used to be very excellent as a student in nursery school, in primary school, you just realized that you started derailing academically. Or maybe at the time when you were young, you were willing to do things. People even saw you and say, oh, this is a promising child. This was all of this. But as you began to grow older, you found out that you found it very difficult to accomplish massive results in your life. It's always because there is the spirit of a thing, and there is a spirit of excellence, and there is an excellent spirit. So an excellent spirit has the possibility to exhibit excellence in all things, but the spirit of excellence enables you to be diligent to back up that result on a daily basis. Okay, and that's why you see that there are people who consistently, for a long period of time, they keep achieving results in an aspect. Their results become exponential, but there are some that their results always tilt. It goes up, it comes down, and it may stay down for a very long period before they pick it up again. That's because one has the spirit of excellence, one has the spirit of that thing, the other one only has an excellent spirit, which means potential is not enough until you understand the spirit that will make it possible for you to release that potential. So you should not feel weak. You should come back to understand if the languages between your beings, if they really match up each other. Okay, if they really match up each other, which means the languages have to be the same if the result needs to be consistent. And I would also say some of you right now, maybe you are at that point in your life where for a very long time you have always been that, oh, very nice guy. You are usually nice and nice and nice. And at a point you found out that the people you chose to be nice to, at the time when you were at your down moment, they were not able to show up for you. Okay, so you are the kind that, oh, when they need this help, you're always saying, oh, yes, I'm available. Yes, I want to do this. Yes. And then you are always the yes, yes kind of person. That's always because you decide you don't want to offend people, but that kind of character has kept you down to the point that you can no longer move forward. So people always use your own superpower to move on in their lives, but you who have that power and possibility within you never achieve very great results. And that's the difference between being nice and being assertive. Sometimes the people who say no to certain things you request, they are not doing it because they are not nice, but they understand that there's a power within them that needs to achieve a result first for them before they can hand it over to you. Okay? They need that same power to achieve a greater result for themselves before they are able to offer it to you. So you see people who you are always rendering help to, who you're always saying, oh, yes, to. Sometimes they move ahead and then you are always there. Yet you know how much power within you can achieve results for others, but you never transition such results to yourself. So this webinar is going to really help you know how you can tap into your own superpower of your human potential, and you can achieve massive results in your life. Now, let me ask you this question as we move on. Remember a point in your life that you had very great achievement. Okay, for some of you, it was the fact that you had the privilege to be called up to lead a team of people, and that result was massive. Okay, for some of you, it was the fact that there was a time you said, oh, I want to write a book, and then you wrote that book and then it sold, people bought, and it was really nice and all of that. For some of you, it was the fact that, oh, I want to start shooting videos. I want to start creating content online. I want to do all of this. You created content at a point and then it just went like wildfire. And we're like, wow, so this could really happen. For some of you, it could even be that maybe while you were on campus, you were a first class student, and that was so massive and great. That was like, wow, like I could really make a first class, like I could really get this in this course. For some of you, it was that you were involved in certain ventures and initiatives, and it was so massive that you never believed that you can accomplish that. But here is the problem. Listen, here's the problem. After that achievement, after that moment, it took you years before you could actually get another one. It took you years. It took a long time before you could get another one. For some of you, it was that you were put on a stage and then you delivered, you did all of those things. After that time, it took years. For a very long time, you were just stuck. You were stuck. You never knew how to move on. You never knew how to pick up. You never knew how to leverage on that achievement. That's always because you are yet to know and define what your superpower is. The moment you are aware of your superpower and you can leverage it in the places and environments that will make it thrive, you will continue to remain exponential in your results. You will continually remain exponential in your results. So listen to some of the things we're going to share, and this would really help you grow and accomplish results. Nigeria happened to be a very, very great country when it comes to agriculture. All right, we are a blessed nation when it comes to agriculture, planting seeds, and doing all of those things when it has to do with forestation and all. But here is the thing you have to understand. The thing here is that the fact that a seed can become a tree does not mean it will become that tree. It needs to be aware of what environment gives it the possibility to become a tree, okay, and what condition gives it the advantage of becoming that tree. For example, corn does not grow in every land, and corn does not grow in every season. The problem is for some of you, the reason why your result has been pegged to a point is because you are not aware of what environment can help you advance the growth of that potential within you. You know you can speak, but you have never been able to speak on a stage that sets you on a global pedestal. Why? Because you are not aware of the environment and the condition that enables you to grow into that giant tree. The reason why you're struggling is because you are trying to stick yourself, you are trying to put your potential in an environment and in a condition that would not enhance it to come into full accomplishment. That is something you must be aware of. That you know you can speak, that you know you can write, that you know you can lead, that you know you can do this, that you know you can coach people, that you know you can do all of that, will not sustain your result over time. But knowing what environment enables you to achieve your maximum potential, all right? Knowing what condition gives you the ability to be able to achieve massive and great results in the things that you do. It's not enough. You know, people will say, what's your potential? Oh, what's your talent? What's your gift? What are the things you are good at? Oh, it's fine. You are aware of those things. But what environment and what condition? What environment will make you succeed at it? What environment will make you become celebrated at it? What condition will make you become celebrated at it? Which means the idea of your potential is not enough. That a seed knows is a seed does not mean it's going to become fruitful, but knowing what condition and what environment will make it grow and come into its full potential is what really changes its life. Some of you right now, you have the power to become great at sales. You have the power to begin to convey massive results. You have the power to begin to lead great teams. You have the power to come online and dominate it. The potential is available, but you will not succeed because you know that potential. You will succeed if you also know what to grow at it. The same reason why not every event would spur you into the next level of success. The same reason why not volunteering everywhere would not necessarily change your life, but knowing what condition, what volunteering opportunity, what initiative, what nation, and what time. Okay? And knowing what time. So there is the knowledge of your potential, there is also the understanding of that potential within you. Now, there are four things that have the privilege, okay, of enabling an environment for your superpower to gain visibility, for your superpower to become profitable, for your superpower to become great. Okay. Now, there is this part in the Bible that says, there was a very wise man in a nation, okay, such that his wisdom was able to deliver the city. Yet no man knew that wise man because he was poor. Okay, it's now like, what's the benefit of wisdom when there is no profit to that wisdom? What's the benefit of wisdom when there is no profit to that wisdom? Which means there are certain things that you need to understand in order to increase and empower yourself in the area of your superpower. Okay. Number one is improving your neural beings. Okay. Improving your neurology, improving your ability to think right, improving your ability to be able to think correctly. And that's where we have things like, I know there have been a lot of talk around dopamine effect, dopamine effect. Now, dopamine effect simply means that what's that area of your brain that gives you the ability to see opportunities and grab them, the things that keep you optimistic on a daily basis. And that's why consuming non-valuable content, consuming the things that destroy the environment of your superpower growth, is very important that you pay attention to them. Like waking up in the morning and then the first thing you're trying to look out for are things that lower the mental power of your mind, that lowers the mental power of your mind. Okay, news that lowers the mental power of your optimistic being. The superpower, okay, understanding how to improve your dopamine effect. You can check up certain things online, knowing how to improve your dopamine effect. There are some of you right now that no matter how someone presents an opportunity to you, the first thing you think about is the negative part. Hmm. All right. No matter how people tell you how positive this thing is, how possible this thing is, you just find out that you don't believe it. You don't believe anything. You don't believe anything can happen. You don't believe in the growth of anything. You don't believe you can really become great. Understanding how to improve your dopamine effect, knowing how to stay optimistic in your mind, knowing how to be that kind of person that when something happens, your brain connects easily to bring out possibility in it. So the condition of your mind will give strength to your superpower. Right now, some of you, maybe because when you were young, there was a time maybe you wanted to sing, maybe in your church, in your youth choir, and sometimes while you were trying to do that, you went off key. I was watching a video today where somebody was singing. Okay, the person was taking a beat, and then the person was singing that worship song. She was so into it, and then she wanted to move to another song. And while the keyboardists and the instrumentalists were playing all of those things, it looks as if she was going to go off beat. You know what she did? She just said, "I will not go off beat in Jesus' name." And then she now said, "Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me." And then she now came back to the beat. Now, some of you were at that point that musically you knew you had what it takes to be so great musically. You had what it takes to do so well musically, to be like the best musically. But because at a point you went off beat once, from that moment you never believed that there was something there for you. Listen to me. There were times I've taken speaking sessions while I was still in my training stage. I'm still building, but while I was trying to build my confidence in speaking, okay, I was trying to do certain things. There are times I've made mistakes. Okay, there are times I've made mistakes. And I'll just come to that awareness on the stage again. I'll say, "Oh, sorry, this." In fact, recently I was a moderator for an international conference. I was invited to be a moderator for an international conference. Okay. And I was to represent the moderator for a particular university. And my first statement was mentioning the university wrongly. That does not mean that if I'm given the privilege to moderate a conference again, I won't go. Why? Because To some extent, I have trained my mind to stay positive to those things. So it does not disempower me. It does not weaken me to say, oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to carry on. You need to improve your neurology, okay? The state of your mind to always become positive about yourself, to become aware that there is something for you in that industry. There's something for you in that craft. There's something for you in that career path. There's something that can challenge you, that can empower you, that can make you better, that can make you grow, that can make you improve, that can just set you for great escape velocity opportunity. It's very, very important that you pay attention to your dopamine effects. And that's why engaging in activities that every time you want to do something critical, it just brings you down. It just reduces your energy. Okay? It just discourages you. I'll give you an example. April this year, we had a TEDx event on my campus. All right, we had a TEDx event on my campus, and while we were having all of the planning, I happened to be the organizer, and a lot of things. While we're working in the team, there was a member of the team that was usually not like positive. Sometimes she never even believed that, oh, it was going to be that success, it was going to be that good, it was going to be that this. All right, you know what I simply did? I needed to ensure my internal environment remained positive, and then I became selective to what I listened to. The reason why some of you started something really great you wanted to accomplish, something great you wanted to do, like you wanted to do something in your life, you wanted to achieve something great. Somebody came with an environment, okay, that was so disempowering, and because of that, the goals, the vision, the optimism just became low. Why? Because you permitted them in your brain consistently. If you really want to go far, you must keep your brain, you must make your dopamine effect to stay on an optimistic atmosphere. You must keep it in an optimistic atmosphere. For some of you, it may be waking up in the morning and listening to a podcast that reminds you about who you are, listening to podcast environment that reminds you about what is possible about you, what can come out of you, what you can do, where you can go. For some of you, you need to have selective voices that when you listen to them, they just align with your being. They align with what you have always desired you want to accomplish. They align with the things you want to really become. They align with the things you want to be. All right. Why? Because you are trying to improve and create that environment. Just like that seed, just like your superpower, you want to create an environment and condition that makes everything you believe within yourself to become actual result within you. Number two is physical exercise. Physical exercise. One of the things I do every morning is that, yes, when I wake up, I make sure my mind stay positive for the day. I make sure that I don't remain on the bed sometimes to hold my personal conversations with God and all of that. I take a walk, all right, a way to have some sort of exercise. I keep my body positive and then ready for the day, prepared. As I take those walk, my brain is active, my mind is sharp, all right. I become more energetic, I become fit, okay. I become fit, and then the body becomes ready. Why? You are making, remember what I said from the beginning, your body, your spirit, and your soul must speak the same language, must speak the same language, must speak the same language. So as you wake up, your body system has to speak the same language of optimism, has to speak the same language of what? Has to speak the same language of positivity, has to speak the same language. So, those of you who, when you sleep, and the first thing you do when you wake up is you check your phone, you just notice that your brain wants to go back to rest. Your body wants to go back to rest. Even though within you there's something great you want to accomplish, but because you have kept your mind state, okay, you have kept your mind state like, oh, this mind you'll be positive, but the body system has been brought to rest through the things you consume on a daily basis. Your body is not empowered to accomplish something positive. Okay. Someone is writing something in the comments. Yeah, welcome, Adekunle and Lobo. Thank you from Lagos. All right. Aleri is saying the greatest source of power comes from the unity. Yeah, unity between the soul, the spirit, and the body. Exactly. Unity between the soul, the spirit, and the body. Okay. Now, and this is something I want to mention. Whenever before people become discouraged, or before people become depressed or distressed, there is always something that happens. It's always that the spirit is not speaking the language of the body, or the soul is not speaking the language of the spirit and the body, or the body is not speaking the language of the spirit and the soul. So when you meet people and like, oh, you're crying, you're doing all of this. Sometimes even when people try to have like a bold face, you see people, something's happening within them. But I say, "And there's nothing, there's nothing, there's nothing." After a while, when you have left, their body condition will submit to that language that is being spoken within them. Okay. So your greatest power is the ability to speak the same language between your body, your spirit, and then your soul. Okay, so I've spoken about number one, improving your dopamine effect. Number two, physical exercise, the ability to keep your body positive. Number three, understanding your hormonal advantage. Okay, understanding your hormonal advantage. Now, I'm going to suggest that you do some search. Okay, you can Google and begin to understand different types of hormone systems, different types of hormone systems. Okay. And I know women, or let me say ladies, will understand this better. Okay. They will understand this better. Why? Because there's usually that cycle, they always come around and all of those things. Because this is a public video, I don't want to go in depth and then speak about it. Now, there's a season where they just become enthusiastic, like, oh, they are just enthusiastic, their immune system wants to just become really positive. And there are times where their immune system wants to keep them like, oh, they want to just be gentle, they don't want to move quickly. Some people have such hormonal cycles. Okay. And the ability to be able to tap into it, changes your life most of the times. Now, there's a cycle within your system. Sometimes, as ladies, you may want to testify to this. All right. I know this because I have ladies around me, so I know. Now, there's a cycle around their time that if they decide put this energy into something positive, like they want to draft an idea, they want to run, they want to try to accomplish something, they want to just keep speaking and being positive, they can achieve it so well. Why? Because there's an hormonal advantage that makes it possible. Now, let me bring it home to a generalistic form. Now, there are some of you that you find out that there is a time of the day, there's a season. All right, there's a time in the day, or maybe at night, or maybe very early in the morning, that when you wake up, maybe as students, if you were in school, or maybe now you're in school as students, there's a time that when you just sit down and then you begin to read, the way you understand, even you will be like, wow, this man was saying all these things in the class. This woman was talking and explaining all these things in the class. How come I didn't understand it? That time, always in that particular time in that season, if you can tap into that advantage and sit down in those seasons to do positive things, you will find out at how your results just goes like this. How your result just moves like this. Why? Because you are able to build the advantage of the season. Okay, the advantage of the seasons. For some of you, it's very early in the morning. Ideas just come very sharp. For some of you, it's maybe when you are taking your shower. It just comes like so quickly. Okay, the ability to harness that advantage will change your life. Very early in the morning, it was very early in the morning, the idea for Purpose Hangout started. It went massive. Very early in the morning, sometimes the idea for some books will just come. And then we just move with it and then run and run and run and run and all of that. I just spoke about book now. I want to show you something. Just hold on a sec. I want to show you something so that you will know that what I'm saying is not. I want to show you. Just hold on a sec. So there are ideas in your life that you just find out that there is always that season, there's always that time that it comes very sharp. It comes very sharp. It may not be the same for every other person, and that's why it's called your superpower. There's a time when you increase that power, you increase that energy, you become enlarged, you become increased. Okay, there's that time where you just notice that there's this pump of ideas that always come in this time. It has a way to change your life. It has a way to change your life in a small way. Now I want to open my store and then show you something. Now, these are some of the books. Okay, these are my books on seller, courage, mind shift, purpose before partner, personal money manager sheets, making productive impact, 30 lessons life talking before 30, why to wealth. Now, you see, many of these books that you're seeing here, many of the books you're seeing here, a number of them came from ideas that were caught at a time. Ideas that were caught at a time. So some of you, when you say, I want to become an author, I want to go and know how to write, I want to fine tune my English, I want to learn how to edit, I want to know how to do all these things. Sometimes it's always about creating a condition, all right, knowing the condition and environment that brings those premium ideas. Sometimes you want to write, you just tap into that time, tap into those seasons, and then you begin to maximize. You just see as you're writing, you're typing, the way the ideas comes, the stories connect, and everything comes together. That is the starting point of becoming a great author. Some of you are saying, you want to write a book, I want to write a book, I want to write a book, I want to do this one. You have been trying to write a book for the past 3 years. You have not published one. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. The first thing is, yes, you know there's a great writer within you, but you must know the environment and the condition. You must know the environment and the condition. You must know the environment and the condition. Is someone asking for what the link? Okay, I will just share in the comments so you see it. So that's the link to my bookstore. All right, you want to get books there, you can always go there. All right, that's the link. Seller.co/m/Abiodun Mustafa. So if you go there, you see a lot of my books. Go well, read them. Very amazing books you can read. Now, so I was talking to authors. So some of you right now, oh, I want to write a book. I want to do this. I've published a number of books. Even some of them are not even on seller. Some of them are not even made public. All right. Some of them have made them part of bonuses. But the privilege to tap into a time that you can see it, draft ideas, put it out there. Some of you, maybe you are final year students, you want to write your project, know the timing where ideas drop and you're able to write and write and write. For example, as an educator, as a university lecturer, I have to publish papers. I have to publish a number of papers every year, conference papers, research papers. If I don't do them, I may not move on to the next cadre. Okay, so the way the academic system is built is there are levels. Okay, you keep getting promotions based on publication, community commitment, and then growth in the professional arena and all. You need to understand the timing where you need to write. You need to write, you need to publish, you need to do a lot of those things. You need to contribute, collaborate with people, you need to push all of those things. There is the condition and the environment. I'm saying that again, the condition and the environment. What is your own condition? What is your own environment of tapping into your superpower? What's the let me take this off. Let me take this off. All right, you can take a screenshot on this and check it out later. Okay, now so you need to understand the environment and also understand the condition that helps you grow and improve your superpower. Very, very, very critical. You want to write books. Sometimes you want to even organize an event. Sometimes you want to even start a community. The ability to tap into the environment that gives you that growth and then the condition. When I was doing my training in public speaking and communication by Big Shot Consulting, our facilitator was Nisho Inka. Nisho Inka is an amazing personality when it comes to public speaking, leadership, and then personal transformation. Okay, one of the things we were taught, I think that was what we were taught, that there's something called premium time, premium place, premium environment, premium time, premium place, and premium time, premium place, and premium energy. I think something like that. That when you want to write I don't know whether it was his class or when I was trying to do some trainings around writing. I just know it's probably one of those things that when you want to become a very great writer or you want to become a very great speaker, no, it was in the public speaking class. That's how to generate ideas to speak. That you must have your premium time. That's the time when you can harness premium ideas. What's that time for you? The problem is most people don't know. And that's why there's usually struggle. And sometimes you are not like premium, you are not that sharp, you are not that smart, you are not that wise. Why? Because you don't know how to tap into your premium time. The premium time when you can sit and meditate. You can begin to meditate on the lessons you have gotten for the day. You can begin to meditate on the goals for the day. You can begin to meditate for the next level, next bold move you want to take in your life, the next strategic move you want to take in your life. For some of you, you necessarily don't need coaches to change your life. Coaches, are they good? Yeah, coaches are good. Therapists are good in all of that. But sometimes there is that personal coaching you need to do on yourself, by yourself, okay, with yourself. Okay, the ability to tap into premium time, the premium time of your life. What's that premium time? But you know what some people do when they should begin to decipher the cycle? Is that they are either watching a movie, they are either tapping into a season movie, they are watching a skit, they are just doing things that do not empower them, just helping others contribute into their own superpower without finding out what their superpower is and empowering themselves in that superpower. Are you getting value at all? Okay, so premium time. Premium time. Number two, premium place. There is also a premium place, searching out the environment in the place where you live in, okay? Where you know when I sit here, this is the place where it comes. um, if you are holding up, maybe you are in your 25 years above or so, there used to be a time when there used to be a time where we didn't have these digital radios, okay, where you can just go on your phone, type this point this. Then there used to be this radio that you have to be turning, you have to be tuning it to connect to the channel. If you don't tune it correctly or you don't condition the area, they used to call something area, this metal ion, it's usually silver that you'll be turning like this just to get the frequency. If you don't turn it to the right frequency, you'll be hearing a lot of noise that beclouds you. The problem is there is a place in where you stay, where your premium and sharpest ideas come. I have a mentor who, in a conference that happened to be the MC, the compare of that event, who was telling us that sometimes immediately he goes to take a shower in the morning, ideas just flow. Sometimes it may be an idea that will solve the problem of a very great man, a very wealthy man in the country. He knows that he needs to be around water. Okay. He says sometimes, he was saying in that event that sometimes when the ideas just come, he will want to run out naked in the bedroom and just go and write down the idea. And just come and write down the idea. He understands the trend. For some of you, it's waking up earlier than the time you always wake up. Some of you, you are used to waking up 6 a.m. Maybe waking up a little earlier, like 5 a.m., is when those ideas will come. Just try it out, and then you begin to see what works for you. All right? You begin to see what works for you. It may not be the same for everybody. For some, it's late at night. For some, they have to sleep late in order to harness the premium ideas and then the premium place at those instances. So, I just use the cycle of humans. There's a time they have the menstruation season, they have the ovulation season. Okay, each of those seasons don't come with the same effect in their body system. Okay, some they tap into it with their premium energy and then it begins to change their life. And then the other season, they also know that, oh, this season may not be that season when I need to do all of these things. So the ability to know your premium time, your premium place, your premium moment, okay, those things will improve your superpower, will improve your superpower. Okay. Now, number four thing I want to share. Okay, I have a lot of things here that I want to share. I don't know, maybe we'll take a part two of this because I don't want us to go beyond an hour 15 minutes today. That last time it was about 2 hours and it was really interesting. Okay. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this, because it would possibly be having another growth school this week, Saturday, because I have a guest who will be coming up to share on a fourth part series on mastery. But for now, let's just move on. Now, the power of music, okay? The power of music, the power of music, the power of music. If you are based in mostly Nigeria or maybe any part of Africa, have you ever asked yourself that sometimes why is it that even when people don't know what is said in certain songs, you see them dance so well to it as though they know what it is? Why do you think that? Why do you think music is so powerful that if you are in a very quiet environment, the environment is quiet right now, they just play a kind of song? It's as if it creates a special effect and makes people, you just see them begin to have certain move and certain move and certain moves and certain move and certain move. It's because there is something about the combination of beats, okay, that reflects on the sensory of men. Okay, that reflects on the sensory of men. I've once been to a church before where the pastor said, you know, there was a time, this like some years ago, there was a time, you know, the man maybe was going on the street or maybe was driving or something. I can't remember how he placed it. He said, and they were playing a particular song, a non-Christian song, okay, a secular song by I think a very popular artist at that time. And the man said he didn't know when he started moving. He didn't know when he started moving. It took a while before he started saying, wait, oh, I'm a pastor. He said, I'm a pastor. Even some of you, sometimes you are surprised that as much as you think that, oh, you're a Christian, you're very religious, you know the Bible, you know all of this, when they start, when you go on your smartphone and they start playing a certain song, you will see yourself just saying some of those things before you come to, but I should not be doing this. The power of music. Do you know that if music has that much effect on you and has that much effect on humans, imagine if those musics were empowering ones, okay? The kinds of musics that are empowering. I was at a pre-event where somebody says that what he does is a well-celebrated individual doing so well for himself. Very, very amazing guy. He said something he does is that he listens to, there is this channel on YouTube. Let me check it out. It's called Fearless Channel. Okay, Fearless Music Channel or something. I want to be sure. Just hold on a sec. I'll tell you. I want to just show you. No, I'm just making you write these things and look at it. And I will tell you after this something I encourage my students to do. Fearless, I think it's Fearless Music or something. Fearless, Fearless Music Channel or something. I think it's Fearless. Sorry, I want to get the channel name so that I would show you. Yeah, Fearless Soul. That's the channel. Fearless Soul. Fearless Soul. That's the channel. Fearless Soul. I think they have Fearless Soul. They have different channels like that. Let me see if I can find the other ones. But I know there's Fearless Souls. I think they have another channel now called Team Fearless, Soul Stories by Fearless Souls. And what they do, one of the things they do is that when you listen to the music there, when you listen to the music there, it has a way of keeping you positive. All right, they have a combination of sounds. They have combination of sounds. They have combination of sounds, combination of, I can see P saying it's true. All right, P say Lebute, you're welcome. Nice to see you here. Yeah, that's true. When they have combination of certain musical sounds that immediately they put them together and they begin to speak some of those amazing words, it just empowers you. You'll just see your soul, your spirit, your body just come together. They just come together and they want to become like, yeah, I'm challenged, oh, and all of that. You just notice that by the time you are done listening to that music, you just feel like you can dominate the world. You just feel like you can dominate the world. So I would encourage, you can listen to them. You can listen to them. It's called Fearless Soul Music. All right, Fearless Soul Music. Just listening to just one video every night, like one video that has that sounds, that have some of those letterings, some of those lyrics. You will The kind of dreams you would have will come with kind of ideas. Okay, it may not happen the first day, it may not happen the second day, but just stay consistent at it. Music makes you tap into the possibilities of your superpower. Music makes you tap into the possibility of your superpower. Now, there was this story in the Bible when Saul, as a king, there was an evil spirit that came into him, and then Saul started misbehaving. Saul started having this evil spirit within him, and then he called on his counselors, on his advisors, and then they told him that he needed to get someone that would be playing the string instrument, such that when he plays it, the evil spirit will leave him. Okay, and somebody recommended David. Okay, just like I'm recommending, sorry, just like I'm recommending this channel now, Fearless Soul. Okay, that may be your own David. I'm not saying you have an evil spirit, but making your superpower come into premium advantage, such that whatever you want to do, you begin to speak and operate from an elevated and optimal position, not from a disempowered state. Are you getting what I'm saying? Not from a disempowered state. Now, they called David, and when David came, whenever that evil spirit wants to begin to manifest and do all of those things, David will just play the harp, he will play the string instruments, and then that evil spirit will leave. Now, let's bring it home. This may not look like an evil spirit, but listen. Why do you think that sometimes you are usually confused when you want to take critical decisions in your life? And why do you think you operate from a discouraged state whenever you want to accomplish something very great and massive in your life? It's always because, you want to know why? Because there is a demon that is confusing you from standing out, from moving, from taking that step, from moving with so much advantage, from taking the step, from carrying on, from doing all of those things. The moment you know the kinds of sounds that empower you, they start changing your life. The reason why some of you right now, you can't take critical decisions is that the moment you sit and you want to try to calm the mind to meditate, one music is always disrupting it. There is one lyrics of something that was said in that song that disrupt it. There is something in that movie that just disrupts you. And then your superpower is kept to sleep. Your superpower is kept to sleep. The power of music. The power of music. For example, when I want to pray in the morning, there are certain people I listen to. I just plug in my earpiece and then they take me there. I just begin to, all right? All right. You get deep in prayer. And as you get deep in prayer, it's as if God is in that atmosphere and is just hearing you and it's calm. Sometimes it may just be a message that you are listening to, and then as you begin to listen to it, it just empowers you. Sometimes it's a motivational talk. Okay, let me tell you what some speakers do. There's something called pep talk. Is it pep talk? They give themselves some sort of pep talk, and for some, when they want to come on stage, they listen to some kind of music, or they listen to some kind of podcast, or they plug into some kind of channels, they listen to some kind of voices, and immediately they come on stage, they are so empowered to start. They are so empowered to start. I remembered when I was to speak on a TEDx stage, I think, was it last year, July? All right, I spoke on a TEDx platform for the first time last year, July. I just looked for a particular video. I looked for a particular video online and I was just listening to it. I was trying to keep myself premium. I was trying to just soak myself in a premium state so that as I begin to speak, I speak from an optimal condition. I speak not by the things happening in the environment, happening at that time, but speaking from a point where my heart, my spirit, and my body, they flow in through the same language. And as I started, come and see the applause. So amazing. I started from my stories. Sometimes, as you begin to listen to that music, some of the notes that you are prepared, you have to start editing them. You have to start looking at them one by one. Why? Because you are revisiting from an optimal condition of your mind. So music is powerful. You want to tap into your you want to tap into your superpower. You should have a selected playlist. Okay, you want to pray and get massive results, have a kind of playlist. You call them your prayer chant or your prayer playlist. You want to become motivated. You say, oh, my superpower playlist, and then you begin to put those sounds into your playlist. You listen to them and you get empowered. And you get empowered. How many of you have gotten result before as a result of music? Like you just noticed that something just changed about you by listening to a certain sound, a certain music, something just kept you empowered, positive, improved, and some things. Okay. And this is the reason why musical concerts, especially the ones that speak to the positive part of you, that empowers you, that increases you, and empowers you, immediately you leave that environment, it does something to you. It changes something about you. You just come back, you find out that you're happier, you just find out that you're positive. Why were you not positive before that musical concert? Because there was an element of a vibration that a positive part of you needed to connect to, so that your spirit, your soul, and your body would align to it. So that your spirit, your body would align to it. Thank you, Grace. Grace is saying something. How do you discover the musical sounds that elevates your spirit and allows you to tap into your superpower? All right. So start with a recommendation. All right. Start with a recommendation. Sometimes you will know them by the lyrics. Okay. Sometimes the lyrics. Sometimes the combination of the instrumentals that comes with it. Combination of the instrumentals that come with it. For some of the recommendations, you would have tried out different ones, and then you just see one that aligns. There is one I would also want to recommend. They call it. Sorry, hold on a sec. I need to be very accurate with what I'm recommending. By sorry, I'm coming. I will see. I'll try to look out for it now. Okay. Now there is this song. There is this channel called I think it's Destined Dynamics. Okay, Destined Dynamics. Now there's something called bilateral stimulation. Now bilateral stimulation is like when you want to write. For example, if you just go online and say musical sounds for writers. Okay, just sounds that you just plug in just for you to come into ideas and you begin to write. Some of the fantastic books you are reading, some of the most amazing books you are reading, many of them came to an environment and they started playing certain sounds that stimulated their brains to become positive, and then they started writing. Sometimes, why do you think babies, sometimes when they don't sleep, and then you start singing some songs, you start singing them, you just find out that after a while, the combination of, especially for women who you have soprano voices, you have treble voices, and then you begin to sing them, the child will enjoy it. And after a while, the baby will just sleep. The baby will just sleep. The power of music. So you will see even people sometimes who have issues with sleeping at night, or having very good sleep. They'll tell them, oh, connect to this kind of music, and you just see them becoming calm, and they can sleep, and they can just feel nice. Their nerves become very calm, and then it can receive quality value. So look out for bilateral stimulation sounds, and fearless music is also one. Just try them out. And then depending on the condition you are in, you will look out for different environments. There are even musical sounds for depressed people. Okay, for someone in depression, for someone who wants to be empowered, just search out online, and then you just do your search. Okay, you'll find what's going to align. Wow, we've done 1 hour, and I've not even gone deep into the points I have. That's the funny part, and I'm still enjoying what I'm doing. Should we continue or we should close? Let me get your permission. I've not started. Else we may take a second part series of this. We've done over 1 hour and I'm still like very popped up and energetic to continue. Okay, so this is what I would do. I have about 5 points on what to talk about here. We are going to talk about, would move it to next week. All right. So I will take one out of the five and then we'll go to next week. Can I move on? Do I get your permission? Do I get your permission to go on, or we should just end the service? Should we share the grace? Do I get your permission? Are you enjoying it? Should I go on? Should I go on? As I'm like this, I'm okay. I can still do another 2 hours. All right. So let me take the first part I want to talk about. Now, the journey to tapping into your superpower. Number one, it starts with a sound self-image. A sound self-image. I will try to see if I would talk a little bit gently here. All right. I'm not the very gentle talker. Right. I talk with a lot of motivation, vibe, positivity, and all of those things. All right. It's when I'm counseling people or maybe I'm trying to coach them, I'm calm. But when I'm speaking, it's energetic and all of that, right? You get now. Number one, sound self-image. Sound self-image. Sound self-image. Now, I'm going to talk about the story of. Let me start with the story of Jacob, not Joseph. All right, the story of Jacob. Now, Jacob happened to be the son of Isaac. Isaac was the son of Abraham. All right, was the son of Abraham and Sarah. Then Isaac married Rebekah, and they gave birth to two sons, Esau and Jacob. And Esau was the one that always loved to explore. So he chose to become an hunter, always going to the bush, hunting for bushmeat, hunting for antelope. He was just in the hunting business. But Jacob was the one always staying at home, helping the mom at home, doing stuff. He was the calm one, he was the introverted one. But there was something about Jacob. Jacob was a crook. People they call crook. Jacob studied how to manipulate people and take their gifts, all right, and take what was theirs to his own possession. So it was like what you would call a Yahoo boy. He was a scammer. So Jacob was a scammer, all right. He scammed his brother. That was later on in the story when he went to Laban's house. He also scammed Laban. Laban tried to scam him, but he was also a scammer that was scamming Laban. And Jacob was doing all of that. And there was a time that their father thought, oh, he was soon going to die. And their father loved Esau a lot. Their father loved Esau. It was like, oh, Esau, maybe because Esau was always going to the bush, preparing the antelope, the bush meat. He would make it very nice, give the father. The father would eat and was happy. And then the father now told Esau. While the father was speaking with Esau about this, the mother was hearing, Rebekah was hearing. And Rebekah loved Jacob a lot, whether because Jacob was always there, always at home helping her and doing all of those things. Okay, I can see. Thank you. You said I should continue. All right, no problem. Thank you so much. Okay, now, and that time Isaac now told Esau, said, Esau, go to the bush, get the best bush meat, prepare it the way you are preparing it, make it so peppered and nice, so nice and all of that, make it very, very amazing, because I want to bless you. All right, so that my heart will bless you. And then Esau went on the journey, and as he was going down the bush trying to hunt, the mother already had, and then connived with his son-in-law Jacob and told him, Jacob, your father said he was going to bless Esau and he was going to do all of this. You know what you are going to do? Don't worry, I will get the meat at home from what is there. I will prepare it so nicely the way he loves it, and I will give it to you to go hand it over to your father so that he would release the blessing on you. Are you following my story? And then the mother did all of that. And Jacob was the one who had a very smooth skin. It was not airy, but Esau came out as a very airy child. So, it was the airy one on his hands, on his legs, and all of that. It was hairy. Now, because Jacob was not airy, the mother and Jacob had to plan on how they were going to deceive Isaac because Isaac had um has an impairment in his eye, so he was blind, he could not see clearly. All right. And the mother prepared the meal, gave Jacob, told him to wear the cloth of his brother Esau so that the scent of the cloth was going to scent like it was Esau. And then he put, the skin of the cow had hair, so he made him wrap his hands around with that skin, the skin of a ram or a goat or something. So he did that on the two hands, and then went to the father, and then he started speaking and say, "Oh, my father, this is what you have sent me to do." And he asked him, "Who are you, my son?" He said, "I am Esau." And that was Jacob. He said, "I am Esau." And he told him, "I am Esau." He said, "Okay, let me see." He checked his hand. He saw he had hair. He smelled the clothes. He noticed that the perfume was the perf of Esau, just like you can wear someone's clothes and begin to smell like that person. And eventually, the father blessed him, gave him all the blessings, and then he got the blessing that Esau should have gotten. All right? He got the blessing that Esau should have gotten. And after getting the blessings and all of that, he went away, the father ate, and then Esau came later and now brought his own. I said, "My father, I'm here. This is what you have told me to bring." And then he gave it to the father. The father said, your brother has deceived me. I've already blessed him. And Esau wept and cried and said, "Father, is there no other blessing for me?" And the father just blessed him and said, "You will be the slave of your brother. You are going to serve him because in all things he's going to be greater than thee." Esau became very angry. He became so angry with his brother. He was so undelighted and he started chasing his brother and said anywhere he saw him, he was going to kill him and all of that. Now, this is the story. And then the mother sent him far away to Laban, our brother, all right, who was Jacob's uncle. And while he was there, Laban used him. He knew he was supposed to be a glorious child, and Laban used him to work. He was using him to profit. He changed his wage many times. And at the time, Jacob said he wanted to be on his own. And then they had an agreement that every cow that had spot, it was going to be for Jacob. And the one that didn't have spot that were plain will be for Laban. And Jacob manipulated his way. I don't want to go deep into the story so that I will bring out what I want to say. And after a while, he decided he was going to leave Laban. He got married to two of the daughters of, that's Leah and Rachel. All right. He got married to both of them. He loved Rachel first. Okay. But the father, after he has paid, he has spent, I think, 15 years or so serving. Is it 15 or 7 years? I can't remember now. Serving Laban. Okay. Laban made him drunk and then he slept with Leah. And that was how Leah became the wife, even though it was Rachel he loved. He had to serve another 7 years for Rachel until he got Rachel, and then they left and went on. And at the time, he now saw that his life could not continue this way, that he needed something definite to change his life. And then he slept in a time and got a revelation. And then an angelic being came with him, and then they started wrestling. He started asking him questions, and then the angel now asked him, "What's your name?" Remember, he already told his father it was Esau, which means he was going with an Esau identity. And at this time, he needed to be truthful to say, "Oh, my name is Jacob." And then at that time, through that encounter and visitation, he said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, you are going to be Israel." And that's how we have the nation of Israel today. Now, what am I bringing out? Until Jacob changed his identity, he remained a struggler all his life. He was not able to walk into the blessing that God gave Abraham from the beginning until he changed his identity. Listen, there is something about a sound self-image. A sound self-image. You need to ask yourself critically that what image do you go out with on a daily basis? What image do you exhume? What image do you release of yourself on a daily basis? When you go out for an event, you go out to the places you go to your workplaces, you go to the industries where you work. What image do you offer? What image, what perception do people have around you? Okay, I don't want to go into, I know there are things around personal brand, but this is the basis. The basis is what image do you go out with? It's very important. There are some of you right now that you need to start making changes to how you appear. You need to start making changes to how you show up at events. I've seen people who say, oh, it doesn't matter. Let me just go to that event. This is what I have. This is what I got. The moment you appear that way, people already judge you from the beginning. And that's why sometimes, even though you are so powerful, you have a superpower within you, the kings that should give you a platform to release it to the world will not give it to you because you don't have a sound self image. Because while you should be Israel, you have claimed certain things that belonged to Esau. While you should come out and live as Israel, you have claimed certain things that belonged to Esau. Should I go deeper into it? Should I go deeper? For example, let's begin with the things you share online. Let's begin with the things you share online. Some of you right now who are watching me and listening to the things I'm saying, you are seeing certain people share some things online, even though you know in terms of your own personal value, it does not connect to you. You feel pressured and intimidated to pick up those identity because you want likes, because you want more views on TikTok, because you want to trend. You choose to be involved in controversies that should not represent your image because you want what someone else's wants. You need a sound self-image. I said humorously, I know some of you even listened to it while I was before we started the session last week. In a program I was invited to speak. Right now, there's a program going on. Everybody, some people are already voting. I'm this person's team for BBN. I'm that person's team. I'm this person's team. But the truth is, what is your own self-image? So some of you believe that you would better allow someone stay in front and then you are behind to say, oh, the team of this. And then you want to say Zobu, Zobu, and you people are fighting on Twitter, X, commenting on certain things on Facebook, and the algorithm is watching on the things that you decide to consistently feature in and you want to keep doing. And then they are watching you. And you are building your image that way over and over and over and over and over again. You know why? Because you are not aware of the sound self-image you should have. So you are rather pleased that someone should be the forefront behind what you are pushing, but what do you want to represent in your own generation? You need a sound self-image. Until Jacob came into the reality of the self-image that it was Israel, he was limited in the achievement of what he could get. A sound self-image. You see, you are the one I'm talking to. You that you are always going on TikTok and you are sharing some things and you just feel you are trying to be funny. You are building an image over time. And the truth is, sometimes the people who should help you into elevated position, help you into great possibilities, they are watching and saying, oh, if only he was not representing this image, I would have helped him. If only he did not share this kind of content, I would have supported him. If only he did not write that thing, he did not share that tweet on Twitter, I would have said, let's look at him. At some point, some of you were even consistent in sharing value. Your pictures were very nice. You were saying things that were empowering. You were saying things that were improving. But because you felt the likes were limited, you kept that image that represented your superpower and you picked up an image that was not your own. You need a sound self-image. Should I still talk or I should off the mic? Should I off the mic? I know some of you know yourself now. Bibi Nanja, this one, and you are following the story. What do you want to represent in your generation? There's a superpower within you that will not be unleashed if you keep it in the shadow of the things that disempower your positivity. And let me tell you something also about self-image, a sound self-image. You would always see everything in life by the lens of who you are. I'll say it again. You would always see everything in life by the lens of who you are. I wish I would have shared another story, but you know, most people here know the story of Joseph. Why do you think that Joseph, after passing through everything he went through, he still stayed positive? Do you think because the things around him was positive? No, it was actually because of who he was. The reason why certain great outcomes are not happening in your life is not because of what you don't have. It's really because of who you are. It's really because of who you are. Why do you think Jacob did not walk into some great blessings? Even though after Isaac blessed him, laid his hand on him and all of that, he was still limited until his name changed. Ask yourself, what is that thing that must change about you? What are you calling yourself that is limiting what you can become? Even sometimes the things people call themselves, the labels, the tag, the bio people give themselves on LinkedIn. What do you mean by social media enthusiasts? Is there a place for enthusiasts in this life? No. People are looking for experts. I say, I'm a personal leadership enthusiast. Okay, keep being an enthusiast. No, people are looking for experts. People are looking for those who are good. And I was reading a book today by Natalie Sisson, where she was saying the universe always rewards bravery. Some of you right now, the kinds of image you have, you are so intimidated in yourself. You are so weak. You are so weak that you don't know what can come out of you. Some of us, I was not lucky. I'm just telling you, I was not lucky. I didn't come out as someone that, oh, yeah, we knew he was going to do this. No. Bravery. Come out. You are scared to come out and speak on that platform, but let me do it. Though I will do it scared, but yet I'll be better at it. And that's how we started growing. I was just invited to be a moderator of an academic conference, international conference on my campus. How did it happen? I just got a message at the time. Oh, the registrar wanted me to see him, and he just told me. I think he sent a message and just told me, oh, I was going to be a moderator for a campus event. All right, to celebrate the vice chancellor. And yeah, maybe truthfully, I'm not sure he was aware I was already doing I was already doing MC before now. And then it went out so well, and people, so this guy is good. Oh, this guy can do this. There's a superpower within you. The universe will always reward your bravery. Stop being scared of those things that you have always inspired yourself that you can do it. Step out and do it, because the universe will reward those who are brave. Look at all the people who are great in their industries, who are doing so well. You know the difference? Bravery. Listen to their stories. Bravery. At this time, Nigeria now is celebrating Dangote refinery. All right, a working refinery right now will be supplying fuel to different places in Nigeria. But you know, if you hear the story, you know it didn't happen easily. Bravery. The universe will always support bravery. Look at the political space. Just study history over time. Bravery is usually rewarded. Bravery is usually Bravery is usually rewarded. How you see yourself is how you see every other thing. How you see yourself is how you see every other thing. It's very important. If you see those who are usually excellent, they usually expect every other person they see to become excellent. Bravery is always rewarded. Some of you right now, you need to reinvent yourself. You need to rebrand yourself. You need to rebrand yourself in the way you appear in public places, in the kinds of places you go to. There are some places they should not find you because of your superpower. There are some events they should not find you because of your superpower. They should not by mistake find you in some shows because of your superpower. They should not take a picture of you in some places because of your superpower. You need to rebrand and reinvent yourself. And I'm going to close with a very great statement by Steve Harris that says, it's not about what you don't have. It's about what you have, but you don't know what to do with it. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope it was a great time. Hopefully, we'll continue from here next week. I want to see if there are questions. Do you have questions from me? Do you have questions from me? Questions from me. Do you have questions? I already answered Grace Chukwu question. So I say just do your research, do findings, and then go on those recommended platforms and start from there. So any questions? Do you have questions to ask? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I do not take your showing up, coming for Growth School every week for granted. Let's do this again. Before I go, I spoke about something last week. Money Summit is coming up on the 20th and 21st of September. And we have an amazing line of guests, amazing line of guests. Like, you don't want to miss the summit. You don't want to miss it. Like, it's a lifesaver. It's a lifesaver. All right. So I spoke about it last week, Money Summit. For those who want to understand the money game, you want to be able to. Sorry, let me take this up. Let me take this off. All right. You want to be able to master your money game. You want to know the monetizable skills for the new economy. You want to know what are other currencies in this new economy. You should register for Money Summit. Okay. You should register for Money Summit. And Money Summit is going to be taking place Friday 20th from 8 p.m. 8 p.m. I think I will be opening the show. I'll be opening the show, and there are a lot of amazing announcements. Some offers are going to be made to you, and it will be for those who register for this summit and those who take part in this summit. Okay, so we have line of guests. Yours truly, Abiodun Mustafa. We have Precious Babatunde, social media influencer and strategist. We have Faithful Jebi, a technocrat and an amazing guy who is doing so well for himself, made some money in tech. Olani Soyinka, it was the one I told you about, who was my trainer for public speaking and communication. And he will be speaking on how you can monetize public speaking. Okay, for some of you that already you say, how can I make money from speaking? Or some of you have been speaking or you've not even started speaking. Come and learn how you can monetize. And then Elizabeth Samuel, who have done so well, making very big six figures on just one single product, will teach you on monetizable products in this new economy. So you should do well to be part of this. Do well to be part of this. Do well to be part of this Money Summit. How do you register? Go to www.growthhubafrica.org/money summit. Okay, www.growthhubafrica.org/money summit. All right, so you can do well to be part of it. It's really going to be amazing. I'm getting prepared for it. I expect all the other speakers too will be getting prepared for it, and make sure you're part of this. Thank you so much, everyone. And like I shared earlier, let me check that comment again. Like I shared earlier, you can do well to get some of my books. They are very affordable, very affordable. Okay, on Seller, just go on seller.co/m/Abiodun Mustafa. So you'll find books like Courage, like Mind Shift, how to like Mind Shift. You'll find books like Purpose Before Partner, books like Becoming a Profitable Author. Very amazing books. Just go to the bookstore, get a copy, and then you can start reading immediately. Okay, you don't need to wait for it to be sent to you immediately. You just make your payments. You can go ahead and just start reading, download and start reading. Very amazing books. The books have blessed people in different places of the world, and it can do the same for you. All right, so just do well, go there to that place, register for Money Summit also, and I hope as you do this, you'll keep changing your life, you'll keep becoming a better person, and then you keep transforming your life. Okay, if you are new, I remain Dr. Abiodun Mustafa, purpose development, purpose. I used to be a purpose coach. I write on purpose. Right now, I'm a personal development strategist. I help people build strategies around how to become better. I do a lot of things around career development. I'm also the founder of Growth of Africa. Okay, you can visit our blog at www.growthofafrica.org. Okay, you can go there. There are a lot of blog posts on personal development, business, money, finances, and how you can keep improving yourself. So do well to visit that site. And these are various expressions that you can begin to get me. Do well if you have not subscribed to this channel, do well to subscribe. Please also like this video so it could be recommended to others. And do well to share this tonight, not any other time. Share the link tonight. You'll see the share button, the share arrow button. Click on it, copy the link, and then go paste on your WhatsApp status, share in all of the groups and community you belong to, and get them to come and watch this video. If this video blessed you, it means it can bless those around you. Till I come your way again on Saturday, all right, you'll get my mail. For those of you on the Telegram channel, I would share with you if that session will be holding on Saturday. Okay, I'm having a guest, Opoluwa Badisire, will be joining me on Saturday for Mastery Part 4. Mastery Part 4. Do well to be part of that session. It's on Saturday from 9 p.m. So we'll be having that session also. So do well to join us as we have this conversation. If you have not joined the Telegram channel, the link is t.me slash, let me look for it. Okay. So you can join the Telegram channel t.me/growth hub Africa. Okay, that's where you get instant notifications when we have sessions, and then some bonuses that could also be shared to you. All right, till I come your way again, keep becoming the best version of yourself. Stop hiding your superpower, release it to the world. Bye bye.